All right. Thank you, Music Posse. Friends, audience members, my apologies for starting. My bad. Oh, no. I'm on live. Blooper here for all of you to enjoy. So, guys, sorry. My apologies for being a few minutes late. Ran into technical difficulties. And as I shared with my co-host, Greg, you know what? Sometimes in life, every other day, you got to do a reboot. You got to reset. That's what I had to do with my devices. So here I am. With all of that said, let's welcome Greg into today's conversation.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
There you go. It got me all flustered having to reboot my system.
Hey, but you sound a lot better than you did, so that's a good thing.
I know. And as I joked with you, in life, in our business, sometimes when things are just overfilling our cup, we just got to slow down.
Yes,
reboot.
Absolutely.
And that's what I had to do. So, audience members, thank you for being patient. If you are watching us in today's live stream, here's what I'm going to tell you. While AI is certainly the word every day that we hear, sometimes way too much, what you saw earlier, a little bit of my blooper, should tell you, confirm for you, this is not AI. It's real. So with all of that said, Greg, let me share with you our newest co-host that I'm trying to get ready to join us in the future. So let me show it to you. You ready? Hang on. Let me shift some things around. I want to give him a spotlight. And audience members, hopefully you'll get a nice little chuckle. Here we go. Here's our newest co-host member. We're grooming him.
Congratulations, Bill. Congratulations.
Full disclosure, Greg, not mine, and I don't think yours. It is the creation of AI.
Yeah. Wow.
Cute little baby, though, right?
Yeah.
Cute little baby.
I've seen a lot of those videos going around where they have the kids, with the as famous people.
Yeah.
And it's pretty funny, like Chris Farley and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's amazing what technology, how it's constantly changing and transforming is impacting our lives, impacting our businesses, right, Greg? Yeah. All right.
Like you wouldn't believe. I mean, even in real estate today is different than real estate just a couple years ago.
Absolutely.
Everything's changed.
Everything is constantly changing. Everything is constantly changing. So, Greg, talk to me about this. Let's lead you off, get you revved up, warmed up. What the heck is going on with real estate in Bolingbrook?
Yeah, I can tell you, I was looking at the numbers going over it, and I'm actually getting kind of excited because, for the last few years, ever since pretty much COVID, it's been a really crazy market. And for the first time, the numbers are starting to kind of go in the other direction. In other words, it's kind of shifting just ever so slightly recently from a seller's market to a little bit more of a neutral market, but it is still a seller's market today. So to go over a couple of them with you, Right now in Bolingbrook, we have 90 homes for sale. We haven't had that many houses for sale in Bolingbrook since May of 2021.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you'll kind of see a trend going here when I go through these.
Okay.
The average market time right now in Bolingbrook is a little bit higher. It's 35 days, which is the highest it's been since June of 2021. And the month supply of homes on the market, we're at 1.5 months of inventory.
Yeah.
That hasn't been that high since January of 2021.
Wow.
So we've come from, where we were up here down real low, no inventory. We don't have anything, to now we're starting to come back up, and everything's pointing back to the time frame of about, mid 2021.
Yeah.
Kind of exciting. I'm glad that the market is kind of shifting a little bit.
Yeah.
The Fed lowered the funds rate just a quarter point today, but that's something better than nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that more buyers are going to start coming out as the interest rates come down, as more rates are projected to be lowered in the future. More buyers will be coming on the market, and hopefully we'll get the inventory to sell it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And with what I think I'm hearing from you, I'm going to take off my hat as a real estate partner in the business with you. I'm just going to wear my hat as a consumer. What I think I'm hearing from you is more sellers are coming onto the market, which is a good thing. It creates more choices. And because now there are more choices for buyers to shop around and look at, the contract to close time is pushing out normally. Yeah, I'm with you. Can I share with you this visual aid, which supports also what you're telling us as far as local real estate in Bolingbrook? But let's take a step back together with big picture. How does this impact others who are moving into Chicago Metro, Bolingbrook, or moving out of Chicago? Sometimes people don't want to leave the land of Lincoln for the reasons that matter to them. So here we go. This is a visual aid graphic. This is, by the way, courtesy of realtor.com. This is showing the 7 major cities that are now buyer's market. And if you will look at it with me, Greg, where is Chicago? It's not on the list.
No.
It is not on the list. And if you look at this visual aid graphic with me, audience members and Greg just mentioned to you the amount of inventory right now that is moving onto the market, closing, et cetera, is about 1.5 months. It's still, for all of you sellers, it's still a seller's market. So if you have a compelling reason to sell, I'm going to say it because Greg might not want to say it because he's being polite. He don't want to come across like, hey, I'm trying to convince you to sell, but I'll say it to you because I'm not a real estate broker. If you are a seller, you have a compelling reason to sell and you're ready to do it. The time is now before the market shifts on you and you're chasing the market.
Well, I would even say, if I could chime in there.
Sure.
If anybody ever has a compelling reason to sell, no matter what the market is, it could be up, it could be down, it doesn't matter. Like we've always talked about, you listen to what your family's needs are and you make those adjustments. Because if you sell in a buyer's market where you have to lower your sale rate, you're just going to do the same thing when you go to buy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any difference. So let the family's reasons for motivate the decision on whether or not to buy or sell.
True that. Well said. Thank you for chiming in with that professional perspective, which I can't deliver for all of you audience members. So, Greg, let me now shift the conversation to giving you a spotlight.
Okay.
All right. Audience members, by the way, this is a spotlight not just from me. you can actually do a little bit of your own research. But you know what? Beyond doing your research, here is the real proof. When you have an opportunity, because you may be planning a home sale, do the obvious thing, go old school, have a conversation with Greg, meet with him, and here is where I'm leading you to, Greg.
Okay.
Fully loaded question, buddy. I know you're ready for my pitch.
Go ahead, give it to me. I don't know.
How have you been successful, buddy, helping many sellers sell their properties on average? It seems like to me 3 weeks. How do you do that?
Yeah. Well, everybody should be able to sell their house in about 3 weeks, 3, maybe 4 weeks.
Okay.
You know, anytime you market a home and you're going to sell your home, it always comes down to pricing, product, and promotion. Not really place, because your house is where it's at.
Yeah.
So if your goal is to get a contract in a reasonable amount of time, which is about 3 weeks, you got to make sure that you're going to be pricing the home out correctly for the product that you have. And what I mean by that is sometimes the product that I have to sell, I have to market, is a product that is going to be very difficult because maybe it's beat up and it's dirty. So if we don't have the opportunity to, I see the Epic down here.
Yeah. Well, this is one of your listings.
Okay.
Some IT guy forgot to update your brand and your logo.
Yeah, that was me. So I'm with Charles Rutenberg Realty. I've sold with Charles Rutenberg for over 12 years. I took a sidestep for a little while, you know, chasing the greener grass, which is not greener. So I went back.
Yeah. We all do that.
Yeah, homes.com. It looks like I haven't updated that one. But anyway, where I was going with it is making sure that the home is priced out correctly and accurately. And that's key. So like when I meet with people, I choose comps in that subdivision, usually, if I can, right there, similar square feet. And we look at all the interior photos together.
Yeah.
So I have a double screen on my computer so they can sit comfortably and we can go through them all. But pricing is very important for the product that you have. You can always improve the product, but sometimes the sellers just don't have the ability to invest any money, you know, even painting or carpet, they don't have the ability to do that. So as long as it's priced out correctly, and then promoting. So, you know, not only when you list, you put it in the MLS and it goes into 800 or 900 different websites, but a lot of online promotions. So when I take a home and I have a new listing, I market it myself through paid advertisements to a bunch of different platforms to get the house pushed out to as many people as possible. Yeah. Not only that, but I also target that subdivision and I blast to them a bunch of times that, hey, we got a new listing, we got a new listing, we got a new listing. And the reason I do that is there's no better salespeople to sell your home than the neighbors around you that live in the subdivision and that like it.
Yeah.
You know, they like the subdivision. So they're always going to be telling their friends and family, hey, a new home came on the market. Let's go check it out.
So neighbors, I'm going to do a call out here. Neighbors who live in Warrenville off of Timber Drive.
Yeah.
If you've got friends or family members that you want living close to you, share this with them, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. So one additional thing I know you do that I think is a very unique value proposition for your sellers is you help them, you offer to them, you set the stage for what's going to happen very quickly downstream, which is that so-called attorney inspection review. And your unique value proposition to your sellers is you help them actually do a pre-listing inspection, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. A lot of times I do that. So a lot of times we get a pre-listing inspection just so we know what's going on with the home.
Right.
Before. any buyer is going to want to do their own inspection anyway. But if
Right.
if we know what some of the issues are, take care of them, that's key. The listing I had recently here in Bolingbrook, we did a home inspection and we found a ton of things that the seller had no idea that was wrong with it. And we were able to take care of most of them.
Okay.
The other ones that we didn't take care of, I was able to let all the buyers know, hey, these are some issues that we found in the home inspection and we're not taking care of them.
Right.
So as long as people know that up front, ahead of time,
right,
then when they do the inspection and they find the same thing that I just got done telling them over here, and I have them sign off on that,
right,
I don't want to hear about it later.
Yeah.
So if they put an offer in and they already signed the form saying that we already know these things are wrong, when their inspector comes and does them, they can't say, well, we want you to fix it. No, we already identified those things that are wrong.
Right, right. Yeah. I think that's a wonderful idea. It's kind of like straight up, let us share with you what you need to know about the property. Your pricing strategy reflects, the condition of the property, the things that can be changed or can't be, but it's going to reflect, hey, buyer, this is what's available to you from a competitive pricing market strategy. So I love that. Let me now play a little bit of game with you. All right. Okay. Let's assume that I am your client.
Okay. Selling?
No, the game is I'm buying with you.
Okay. All right.
I'm buying with you. And what I am interested to buy, I'm going to make it a little bit of a curveball for you, is not a listing that's available on the MLS public market. Somehow, some way, together, we came upon the property that I am very interested in, and it is not being sold by another broker.
Okay.
Right? So guess what, audience members? What is that called? There's 4 letters to it. It's called FSBO, for sale by owner. So that is what's interested me, Greg. And so, Greg, my question to you is this. I'm your buyer's client. We've done all of the necessary formality stuff. How do you help me deal with this for sale by owner?
That's a really good question. So the people that are doing a for sale by owner are usually people, sometimes, I often find it, they have more of an unrealistic value of what they think their house is worth. So they want to save as much money as possible. And they usually, a lot of times, will tend to think that their house is worth this, but it's really worth this.
Right.
So when I've shown some FSBOs to my clients, I always make sure to do a market analysis, and we base our offer based on the comparables and what the home is actually worth. Because if nobody is there to help the sellers and they're just going off of what, is estimate or whatever,
right.
A lot of times they have an unrealistic view of what the house is worth. So figuring out the value is one of the keys. The second thing is, now because of the NAR lawsuit, buyers and their buyers agents have a buyer agency agreement where the buyer is agreeing to pay the commission for their agent.
Yep.
That doesn't go away if they buy a for sale by owner.
Absolutely.
And they should use an agent because, again, the agent's going to help them structure the deal to make sure that it makes sense.
Right. Right. And also, back to my role play, I'm your buyer client. Yes, I've committed to you. I've signed your buyer agency agreement confirming the value you're bringing to me for your compensation, right? So I'm all with that. So thanks for highlighting, what side of the fence, you're adding value to, which is, of course, my side only. Now, in this example of this FSBO, am I correct to know this? This for sale by owner what tools does he or she have to market this property? Goose egg?
Well, they can do some things, like they can still list it like on Zillow and some of the other websites where they can list it for sale.
Yeah.
But that's just a fraction of the people. That's a fraction of the buyers.
That's true. And not to mention, let's pick on the one marketing activity I know you are very committed to when you represent sellers, which is you are physically there with your marketing open houses. So does that mean for a FSBO, they got to do their own open house?
They got to do their own, and then they also have to talk to the buyers.
Okay.
And that's usually not a good thing. When the buyers and sellers communicate together,
yeah,
it's just not.
It's too many emotions.
Too many emotions, and then too many things are said that shouldn't be said.
True.
So,
True. And if I may add one more thing to this storyboard, this is coming from my experience. And I think you probably have some of this experience as well. And you may either give me a little grin or a chuckle. And that is when someone decides to do a for sale by owner, mic drop for all of you FSBOs out there. Be careful who you engage as a buyer if they've got some wacky pre-qualification or pre-approval, because in the world that we live in right now, I'm just being real, you don't really know who you can trust.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So wouldn't I want, as your buyer client, representation so that you can present me in the best light possible, do all of the heavy lifting to take me through the process so that we wrap it up in 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. I have a guy that lives down the street from me here in Bolingbrook.
Oh.
And but he was a guy that knew the industry because he was a mortgage lender.
Ah, good. Okay.
So and he did for sale by owner. He put it on the market. He did open houses every week, and even during the week, I saw open house signs that he was doing. He'd put them all around. So I went in there to check it out. I'm just kind of curious. Why not? I want to go. It's an open house.
Sure.
And so he was there, all dressed to the nines, showing the property. He did a great job. He never sold it.
No?
He never sold it. And it was not on the MLS.
Okay.
So he just had it on the websites, but he never sold it.
Weird.
And it was a very nice house too.
Weird.
I just think he didn't get the traction.
Yeah, he didn't get the traction. Probably lost the momentum, got petered out, and just said, I changed my mind.
Yep. And he's still there.
Let's not call him out by name. He's some neighbor. We'll just leave it at that.
Right.
All right. So social media friends of Greg, friends of mine, and some of you friends, we don't know yet. Here's our call to action. For when you are going through life's event where you have to consider selling the home that you're ready to let go of, you want to get to your next chapter. When you are ready to buy your first or next home and you don't have the dream team helping you, like Greg and like myself, what can you do? I'm going to share with you very quickly how you can start a conversation with us. We will gladly share with you, very open book up front. Here's our process. Here's what we bring to the table. And of course, our goal is to help you get to your next chapter and next step. Now, with all of that said, I'm going to do a little teaser here as they do in media. Stay tuned, friends. In several weeks, we don't have a date yet. In several weeks, Greg and I will be hosting a live show where some of you, if you follow us, can get invited to this live show, and we will be so live where you will be in the audience with us. You will get to ask questions. We will ask questions of you as well. and we'll make it kind of fun.
Mhm.
So stay tuned, follow Greg's social media, and of course you could follow mine, but follow Greg's social media. Greg is a little bit, well, he's a lot more active than I am across all platforms. That's why I'm saying that. So with all of that said, how can you start a conversation with Greg and me if you need my help? All you need to do is simply scan the QR codes that you see here. Greg and I will see you in the next episode of Real Living in Bolingbrook, as well as our live show that we're going to drop in several weeks. Music Posse, play us out. Let's go.